All right, dropping off Alex at the airport.
Bye,
Alex,
guys.
any closing thoughts from the last week?
This was one of the best weeks of my life, one of the longest weeks of my life, but it was absolutely beautiful. Every single day there was some breathtaking sight or another. And even though we didn't see Sasquatch, I think he was with us in spirit.
Yeah, I think honestly, I couldn't agree more. You put it in the best way you can in words. This was an amazing week, tons of fun. Yeah, I can't wait to see you again and do more things. I don't see you enough. Also, you have to give Fred a goodbye kiss. So very nice.
There you go, Fred.
All right. See ya.
While I didn't take many more pictures, I did spend the rest of the day exploring Bozeman. In particular, I enjoyed an old arcade museum which had lots of old pinball machines. While, again, I didn't take any pictures of it, this actually was quite formative, as I've since come to really enjoy pinball and have gone to quite a few other museums around the country since then. But at the time, I didn't realize that was going to impact me at all, so I didn't record it. A little later in the day, my cousin Joe came, and we went to this neat old diner. It was made out of an old observation car from the turn of the last century, and the diner itself opened in the car in 1907, which tells you something about the age of the train car. The food was pretty good, nothing super exciting, truth be told, but you couldn't really beat the location, and the inside was just absolutely beautiful. Anyway, that's really about all I did today. We went to bed pretty early because we had a long drive ahead of us next morning.
Good morning. I'm at about 6,068 miles. Got my cousin Joe with me. He flew in last night. We went to a cool diner that was in an old train car. And we left this morning from Spokane, but I forgot to do this. So we're in like Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And then we're heading to Glacier today. Hopefully we'll get there early afternoon and can do some stuff. And you're gonna get to see that dude do a sick wheelie on his bike through the parking lot. So anyway, we're gonna get going. All right, we just crossed into Montana. This is state number 13 for the trip. Very exciting. We'll be in Glacier in about 3.5 hours, so still got a lot of driving to do. It's a big state. Right. Very exciting. We're about to enter Glacier National Park. As you can tell, this is a popular one as we're in traffic, just like when I got into Arches. This is park number 10 for the trip. Yay! There's much rejoicing. Yay! Traffic. Oh, wow, yeah, they have. Cool. This guy is climbing out. Yeah. Oh, wow, this is oh, watch, there's some rocky outcrops on the side. Watch the side mirrors. That will put a damper on the trip pretty quickly.
One hell of a view. And this is also kind of a nail-bitey road. Yeah, I'll just take it nice and slow. Then we get there when we get there.
Melted all off.
Yeah. You can tell we're getting up above the tree line too. No snow here. I hope at the visitor center they tell us about the guy who designed and came up with the idea to build this road, because I want to know.
I think if I remember right,
I want to
it's an
know what they
impressive
were
visitor
thinking.
center.
I was gonna say I want to. Hopefully they're still open because it is like 5.
That's true. I don't
It's
know.
almost 6,
I think it's right up here.
but so I might not be open anymore. But if they aren't, oh well. I'm kind of disappointed the visitor center didn't tell us about building the road at all. Maybe the St. Mary's one will.
Oh, it's a cool tree. I thought it was a ramp. No,
It is a ramp. Whoa, good eyes. Let me see if I can. Good eyes. Yeah, I got a picture. It's in the video now. Cool.
Get a picture too.
Yeah, I got pictures and video. Because you can do it while you're doing it. He's staring right at us.
Cool.
He's gotta see a mount. Is that, you think that, what do they call those? The bighorn sheep? Is that one of those?
I think that is.
Cool. Wow, good eyes. You've seen a lot of good wildlife today.
I was like, it's a very chic-looking tree.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
it is.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh, a sheep where? And then you said a tree. And then, but that was cool. All right, cool. So now another thing checked. We saw pika, marmots, and bighorn sheep today. Another thing to check
We got
off
on
the
video too.
Yeah. Our confusion in everything. Cool. All right, we are in Glacier, and that is a glacier. We did it. We saw the thing that the sign said we'd see. A glacier. This one is specifically Jackson Glacier. Any comments on the glacier, Joe? Yep. Very patriotic day today. We've seen our second bald eagle flying overhead there. Patriotism swells in the heart of all American citizens when they see the freedom chicken. Good morning. Joe just fled from the view of camera. He's a little camera shy. We're on our way to Grinnell Lake. We're still in Glacier. Van's got about, I think, 6350 miles on it.
We were gonna go all the way to Grinnell Glacier, but the trail's closed because there's ice and snow danger. So instead, we're gonna just walk up to the lake and follow some other trails, probably do about 10 miles round trip. And yeah, we're already on our way. Haven't done too much. Just on this, I don't even know. Do you know what lake this one is? We're on Swift Current Lake, and you can see in the water that current is in fact swift. It is aptly named. All right, anyway, gonna hit the trail now. So I forgot to record an intro the day of, but our goal for the day was to go to the Two Medicine region of Glacier National Park, which is one of the least popular regions, but was absolutely beautiful. To get there, we had to take Montana State Route 49, which was long and winding. It wasn't actually that far as the crow flies, but because of how windy the road was, we had to go pretty slow. So it took us almost an hour to get there. The road was so windy and rugged, we actually saw a car on its side, off the side of the road. Evidently, it had fallen off and rolled down the hill a little bit. Once we got to the Two Medicine region, we started our hike to Scenic Point. They're just groundhogs, aren't they? I'm doing yeah. When we finished up our hike, it was time to head out of the park. I will admit I was sad. I don't get to spend much time with my cousin. When we still had a day together left, this was sort of the core of the trip. This is really the last time I'd seen him since we graduated high school, when we did a trip together to Iceland. We decided then that when we graduated college, we'd do another trip, this time to Greenland, and we'd do some ice climbing. Evidently, that never happened, mainly because neither of us learned how to ice climb like we said we would. But either way, this trip kind of was the stand-in, and it was a lot of fun. As we drove down the road, I realized I only had a little under 3 weeks left in the trip, which sounds like a lot, but I'd been on the road at this point for over a month, and it had kind of become my life. It's strange. The trip simultaneously felt really long and as if it was over in a blink of an eye. It's kind of paradoxical in that way. They say that a man is given 2 lives, the one he is born into and the one he lives once he realizes his mortality. This trip was my transition to my second life. I realized as I explored these places, leaving each one with much more to go do and see than I arrived with, that it would take 100 lifetimes to fully explore everywhere I went, much less the whole world, which was significantly larger than the small corners I explored. And so, it made my one lifetime seem small and insignificant in comparison, and made me truly value how I spent it. I will say since then, I'm a lot more cognizant of what I choose to spend my time on, choosing things that I find valuable, be they working on skills that I can carry with me through my entire life, learning, or helping others. I've tried to put much more effort into how I spend my time and wasting much less of it. So I kind of lost the footage for today, so I'm going to just have to make everything up in the voiceover with the pictures that I have. But today we mainly just spent driving from where we camped to Bozeman, which was where Joe would be catching his flight out. We camped in a pretty cool spot. It was a wildlife preserve by some marshes at the base of the mountains, which had, and you'll never guess this, you'd never expect it, tons of seabirds, pelicans, seagulls, all kinds of things. Never would have expected that this far inland. But turns out the reason they're up here is this is where they mate. They fly up here, they lay their eggs, raise their chicks, and when the chicks are able to fly, they all go back to the coasts, which is very surprising and very cool thing to learn. The only stop we really made on this leg of the trip was at a place called Refrigerator Canyon, which, as the name suggests, is supposed to be nice and cold. It was, but it was not the 42 degrees Fahrenheit that was promised. Still pretty chilly, though. I'd say high 40s, low 50s, according to my journal. So, nice and cold. Afterwards, the canyon opened out on like your standard Rocky Mountain ponderosa pine forest, which was beautiful as always and gave us some nice views. We also stopped in Helena for some lunch, which Helena is just kind of your standard. I'd say it felt kind of like a college town. Nothing too exciting there. And kept driving to Bozeman. Nice, short and sweet. Nothing super exciting. Kind of a rest day after our 3 action-packed days at Glacier.